Yo, what's really good, my people? Kiwami Games here, back at it with another video for you guys. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are revisiting one of my favorite decks of all time, the BUSTER. And we are mixing it with none other than Branded. Now, a quick disclaimer, I will admit I am not the best Branded player, so if you are a Branded enthusiast and if I do a little misplay here and there, please do not crucify me. Alright, now, why did I decide to mix it with Branded? Well, one of the reasons is because Branded just has a whole lot of gas now that it's at full power. So that means that, say for example, if you have your BUSTER lock active, but it can get easily interrupted, you know, like an infinite impermanence on the BUSTER Dragon or something like that can just shut it down. So you want something to fall back on, and I felt that the Branded engine is just like the best thing for this deck. So if you get interrupted, you can easily rely on the Branded cards to kind of get you through the duel. So without further ado, you know, I just wanted to have a little fun. It's always great to play this deck. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, so one thing I just wanted to mention, I was testing and playing with the Nadia Servant. I decided to cut it. So this is kind of like what I decided to go with. But the deck is super flexible. So that's another great thing about the Branded engine, that it is just extremely flexible. There are just so many different routes that you can go about. So I feel like there's no really right or wrong way, but yeah. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the replays and we'll go over the deck list at the end of the video. So let's do it. All right, my people, in this replay, we are going to go up against MathMech. All right, and we're going to go second, and we don't have any hand traps. So that means I am going to fast forward this a little bit because it's MathMech, so you already know they're going to special summon out the ass. Alright, he's got the circular. Okay, then the circular is going to get him the equation, so I guess he already has the super factorial in his hand. He's going to activate the equation, get him back to circular. He's going to go into the link decoder. And with these two monsters, Transcode Talker, link decoder is going to bring himself back into the field. He's going to get the Splash Mage. Splash Mage is going to get the subtraction. All these monsters, he's going to go into the Dark Fluid. And he's got the Heat Soul. Alright, now it's up to us. Okay, so now the Heat Soul is going to draw another card. And then the Dark Fluid is going to send, I think, the Aggregator. Oh no, he sends the Save Worm. Okay, so we're going to activate Branded Regain. Activate Lubellion. He's got the Call by the Grave, of course. Okay, so I'm assuming that his other face down card is super factorial. Alright, so I'm going to activate Regain so that I can draw a card. And we draw into Kit. I'm going to normal summon Quem. And yep, just what we thought, he has super factorial. But I have a Bestial, so I am going to target his MathMech, but he's got the Ghost Belt to negate my Bestial. This is a top-notch MathMech player right here, bro. Alright, so he's going to go into his Laplacian. Okay, then the Laplacian is going to be able to get rid of some cards. So I'm going to send the Fallen of Albaz to the graveyard. And then since the monster was special summoned from the extra deck, that's going to activate the Quem. He's going to activate the Laplacian to try to negate the Quem. I'm going to change Brandon to red. Then he's going to activate the Laplacian again to send one of my spells or traps to the graveyard. So get rid of the Saronir, get rid of the Quem, get rid of the Branded Regain. Okay, but I'm able to bring back the Fallen of Albaz, so I send the Dia Servant to the graveyard, and I'm going to Chain Link block with the Saronir. So the Ash Blossom is going to negate my Saronir, but my Fallen of Albaz still goes through. So now, using my Fallen of Albaz and his Dark Fluid, we're going to go into our Mirror Jade. And then now, since I control a fusion monster, I can I can special summon the Kit, and then the Kit can get me Branded Fusion, and then I can continue popping off with the Branded engine. And that is just Branded BUSTER in a nutshell. Alright, let's keep it moving. Alright, my people, so in this replay, I'm just going to show you what the BUSTER BLADER lock it's all about, just in case if you just happen to be new and you don't know anything about BUSTER BLADER. So you're going to normal summon the whelp, and then the whelp you're always going to search for your prologue, and then you're just going to try to get a dragon onto the graveyard. So in this case, since I had a BUSTER BLADER in my deck, in my hand, the whelp can tribute itself so that I can normal summon the BUSTER BLADER. And now we have a dragon in the graveyard. So that's very, very important. You always want to have dragons in your graveyard. Alright, so we're going to go up against Tearlaments. So now we're going to activate our prologue. We're going to send the BUSTER BLADER and the Destruction Sword Memories. Then we're going to activate the Destruction Sword Memories. We're going to banish our BUSTER BLADER and our BUSTER Whelp. And now we're going to go into our Destruction Swordsman. And then the prologue is going to get us our BUSTER Dragon. So now every monster that our opponent now summons is going to be a dragon. And then the Destruction Swordsman is going to negate the activations of every dragon that your opponent controls. So essentially we just create kind of like a skill drain. And that's about it. So that's pretty much the BUSTER BLADER lock. If for whatever reason you just don't know about it, I just wanted to highlight that very quickly. So let's keep it moving. Alright my people, so for this replay we are going to go up against Branded. Alright, we're going to go second. Okay, so our opponent is going to hit us right away with the Branded Fusion. We do not have the Ash or anything for it, so he's going to be able to pop off. He's going to go into the Albion. Albion is going to activate. But I got the Saronir, so I'm going to banish that Fallen of Albaz. Okay, so now he's going to... He still had a Fallen of Albaz in his hand, so he's going to use the Fallen of Albaz in his hand. He's going to go into the Lubellion. Okay, then the Lubellion is going to send the Retribution. And then with the Fallen of Albaz and the Albion, he's going to go into the Mirrorjade. Okay, then he's got Cartesia. Cartesia is going to now Fusion Summon into the Grand Ganol. And then the Grand Ganol is going to send the Titanclad to the graveyard. Then the Mirrorjade is going to send the Albion to the graveyard and get rid of my Saronir. He's going to activate Nadia Servant, getting himself the Icejades. And he's also going to send the Rim Broom with the Nadia Servant to the graveyard. Then the Icejades is going to get him the Florides. He's going to special summon the Quam. Like you just see, like the Branded is just gas for days, bro. Like this shit just... Sometimes it's really tough to keep up. But it's all good. Alright, so we're going to activate Branded in High Spirit. Okay, we're going to get our Albion. Alright, and here I'm just trying to bait anything, because I got the Fallen of Albaz in my hand, so I can contact fuse with it. Okay, so we're going to special summon the Quam. The Quam is going to send the Retribution. I'm going to send the Fallen of Albaz to the graveyard so I can draw a card. Normal summon Albaz, send the Trap to the graveyard. And then using his Mirrorjade, I'm going to go into my own Mirrorjade. Alright. And then the Quam is going to be able to revive the Cartesia. The Rim Broom is going to activate, targeting the Fallen of Albaz. Okay, so he's going to special summon the Fallen of Albaz. Okay, I'm going to bring the Cartesia with the Fallen of Albaz, and he's going to be able to fuse. And then the Grand Ganol is going to activate. But I'm going to activate my Mirrorjade. I'm going to banish the Fallen of Albaz, because if you get rid of the Fallen of Albaz, then he's not going to be able to fuse with my field. And then I'm also going to activate the Cartesia. Then I'm going to go into Guardian Chimera. Alright, so he gets his Florides. Okay, I get rid of his Fallen of Albaz so that he cannot fuse with my field. And then he's going to go into a Icejades. Okay, then the Icejades is going to reduce everything that's not a fusion to 0. So I'm going to get rid of the Florides because that's a monster negate. I'm going to banish my Retribution and get my Higher Spirits. Okay, then I'm going to set the prologue. The Cartesia is going to come back to my hand. He's going to banish his Retribution, getting himself back the Branded Fusion. Alright, and then with the Albion, I'm going to set Brandon in red. Okay, then his Cartesia is going to go back. I'm going to activate the Prologue just for the hell of it, because I think it just kept bothering me, asking me if I want to activate, so I just activate it. Alright, then his Mirror Jade is going to wipe my whole field. Okay, so now we're going to activate our Prologue. And then my Mirror Jade didn't wipe his field because I used my Mirror Jade to kind of fuse into the Guardian Chimera, so that's why my Mirror Jade didn't wipe his field. But it didn't really matter because I was going to go into my BUSTER BLADER lock. So now everything is a dragon. So now he cannot activate any of his monster effects. He's going to activate Branded Fusion. Okay, he's going to go into the Mirror Jade. But the Mirror Jade is going to get turned into a dragon. And that's all he wrote. But that was a crazy duel, man. That was a lot of back and forth. But just to showcase the Branded engine and just how crazy and how amazing it is right now with the BUSTER BLADER. Alright, my people. In this replay, we're going to go up against heroes. And the reason why I chose this replay is because I wanted to show kind of like one of the weakness of the deck. And one of the weakness is actually Link Monster. So I'm going to fast forward this just so that we can get to the point. So he's going to do a whole bunch of special summoning. I'm going to get rid of his Malicious so that he cannot special summon it from the graveyard. Okay, then he's going to send a Vision Hero. So he's just going to do a whole bunch of hero stuff, getting the Polymerization. Now he's going to go into the Crusader. Then the Crusader is going to try to revive the Denier, but I'm going to cancel that with the other Bestial. Alright, then he's going to go into the Driver, and he's going to use Polymerization. He's going to go into the Sunrise. Then this is going to allow him to get the Miracle Fusion back to his hand. Okay, then he's going to activate the Miracle Fusion. And he's going to go into the Absolute Zero. So now the Absolute Zero, whenever it leaves the field, he's going to be able to destroy all of my monsters. So with the Saronir, I send the Retribution. And then with the Magnum Hut, I search for the Lubellion. Okay, so now I'm going to activate the Lubellion. Okay, and he has Called by the Grave, so he's going to negate my Lubellion. Alright, and then next we're going to activate our Branded Lost. He's going to hit me with the Maxi. So I'm just going to normal summon my Whelp, and then I'm just going to search for Prologue, and I don't want to give him more cards because he doesn't have anything in his hand, so I'm just going to set my Prologue and pass. Alright, and then now on our opponent's turn, I'm going to activate the Prologue, sending the Destruction Store Memories and sending a BUSTER BLADER. Okay, now I'm going to banish the Saronir and the BUSTER BLADER so that we can go into our Destroy Your Swordsman. And then the Prologue is going to get us our BUSTER Dragon. And then here, this is what I wanted to highlight. So this is the weakness. So as you can see, Link Monsters cannot go into defense position. So now he can just attack over my BUSTER Dragon. And then that right there is going to eliminate the skill drain. So I just wanted to show this duel just so that you guys can kind of see the ups and downs of the deck. So you kind of can get an idea of how you want to play it if you choose to play it. And just to be aware of the weaknesses of the deck. So now he's going to go into the DPE. I have a long time I don't see this card. Okay, then DPE is going to pop my Branded Laws. And he's going to pop the Anaconda. I'm going to activate my Retribution so that I can get back my Branded Lost. Okay, so now I can rely on the Branded engine because now my BUSTER BLADER engine is done for. Alright, and he's going to activate DPE. This was kind of like a misplay on me. I could have held on my Super Polymerization. But I really thought he was going to pop the Branded Lost and not the Dragostapelia. But here he actually ended up popping the Dragostapelia and not the Branded Lost. Okay, so now we activate Cartesia. Okay, then with Cartesia we're going to Fusion Summon into the Grand Gnome. Alright, then the Branded Lost is going to activate. The Grand Gnome is going to activate. Okay, so now I can send the Luluwalith to the graveyard. And then I can search for my kit. Then I can special summon the kit. Search for my Branded Fusion. Okay, put the Branded in red back into the deck. Activate Branded Fusion. go into Albion, and then from here we can just pop off with the Branded engine. And that's all we wrote. So yep, in this replay I just wanted to show a little bit of the weakness of the deck, which is Link monsters. So you got to be careful if you're going up against a Link deck, because the Buster BLADER lock is not going to work against them. But let's keep it moving. Alright, my people, now for this replay, my opponent, bro, I feel terrible for my opponent because this deck was his worst nightmare. Because we're gonna go up against Dragon Rulers, so his whole deck is nothing but dragons, bro. Like, I am like Freddy Krueger to this guy. I am his worst nightmare. But anyways, we're gonna speed this up because he's gonna do a whole bunch of summonings. Like, I can't imagine what is going through this guy's head once he sees that I'm playing like Buster BLADER. Alright, he's got his Chaos Ruler. Say goodbye to that Chaos Ruler, man. In my zombie decks, you know, it kind of hurts to lose the Chaos Ruler as I use it, but it's understandable, man, because Dragon Link, bro, Dragon Link is just insane right now. Alright, so he's got Masquerena, he's got Chaos Ruler, he's got Red Eyes, Darkness, Metal Dragon, he's got Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend. 3 dragons. Okay, he's gonna negate my Branded and High Spirit, so that's all I was doing, just trying to bait him out. Okay, we're gonna activate Tactics talent, getting out, the thrust, getting our talents. I'm gonna normal summon the Fallen of Albaz, and then he's gonna negate my Fallen of Albaz. But this is why this card, Lenatus, it is such an amazing card. The Lenatus. This card right here is crazy because you contact fuse with this card. So this right here is, you need 1 Fallen of Albaz plus 1 or more dragon monsters. And you can contact fuse with his whole entire field, bro. Like, I just felt... I just felt terrible, bro. Like, his whole field was nothing but dragons, and... And now I'm just gonna set my prologue, and now I'm just gonna hit him with the Buster BLADER lock. Like, I'm just Freddy Krueger to this guy right now, man. The Lenatus, bro. This card right here is crazy. So what happens also with the Lenatus is that now that we have the Buster BLADER lock, so that means that if our opponent have monsters, everything is a dragon. So if you have Fallen of Albaz, you can contact fuse with their whole entire existence. Alright, but he actually has the Gamma, so because I tried to attach the this card right here, this is going to prevent him from using his extra deck. He was going to be able to destroy my Buster Dragon, but it's all in vain because the Dragon, the Swordsman, the fusion card is still going to negate all of his dragon monsters. But anyways, man, I just thought this was funny, bro. I was just this guy's worst nightmare. Alright, my beautiful people. In this replay, we're going to go up against Pendulum Magicians. Alright, we're going to go first, and our hand is actually pretty good. Okay, so we're going to normal summon the Whelp. Whelp is going to search us our prologue. Then we're going to activate Branded High Spirit. We're going to send the Albion, and we're going to send the Dragon Destruction Sword to the graveyard. So now later I'm going to be able to attach this card to my Buster BLADER, and this is going to lock your opponent from his extra deck. Okay, and then we're going to search the Fallen of Albaz, and then with the Buster Whelp we're going to go into the Striker Dragon because we want to have dragons in our graveyard so that we can banish it for the prologue. And then with the Albion, I'm going to just get Branded Regained. Okay, so we're going to activate the prologue, send the Sword Memories and the Buster BLADER to the graveyard. Banishing the Destruction Sword, banishing the Buster BLADER and the Whelp so that we can go into our Swordsman. And then we're going to get our Buster Dragon. So now the Buster Dragon is going to activate, and we're going to attach our Destruction Sword to our Swordsman. So now our opponent he cannot go into his extra deck. And also all of his monsters are going to turn into dragons and they're going to get negated. Okay, so now he's going to half my attack so that he can pop his own card. And then I activate the prologue, the trap card, just because it kept popping like, do I want to activate, do I want to activate? So it was a little annoying, so I just activated for the hell of it. Alright, he's got everything. Alright, so now we draw into the Quem. So we're going to normal summon our Fallen of Albas, and since everything is a dragon on his side of the field, I'm going to be able to go into the Icejades. Then we're going to activate Branded in red, and we're going to just continue popping. So this was just another great showcase of Icejades and just how crazy this card is in the Buster BLADER deck. Alright, let's move on to our last replay. Alright, my people, in this replay we're going to go up against one of my favorite decks. Unfortunately, we're going to go up against Icejades. Okay, so we got the Kit. Kit is going to get us our Branded Fusion. I'm going to send the Dragon Buster back to the deck. I'm going to activate Branded Fusion. He's going to hit me with the Maxi. But luckily this time we got the Ash Blossom, because I swear every time my opponent activates the Maxi, I just don't have Call by the Grave or Ash or nothing for it. Alright, so we send the Fallen of Albas and we send the Whelp to the graveyard, and we're going to go into the Albion. Okay, then we're going to activate the Albion. And I'm going to banish the Fallen of Albas and the Albion to go into our Mirror Jade. Alright, and then since I banished the Dark, I can draw a card. And we draw into Harpy's Feather Duster. And then we're going to set our Prologue. And we have Dragon on the graveyard, which is what we need. Okay, then our opponent, surprisingly, he's playing Pot of Desire. This is the first Icejade player that I ever see using the Pot of Desires. Okay, he's got another Maxi, so he's going to activate it. Alright, then with the Whelp and the Buster BLADER, you already know we're going to go into the big bad boy. Then we're going to get that Buster Dragon out. Alright, and then since we banished the Light Monster, we can draw a card. He's going to activate the Cradle, get in the Agrin. Okay, normal summon the Agrin, but the Agrin is going to get negated. And that's all he wrote. And that's the beauty though about the deck. If your opponent does not have an out to the skill drain, then a lot of your duels is just going to be like this. Your opponent is just going to surrender on turn 2. Or, you know, whenever you have your lock active, like they're just going to surrender. So a lot of the duels have been really easy duels. Alright, my people, welcome to the decklist portion. And before we jump into the cards, I just want to wish you all a happy holidays and a happy new year to everybody. May you all have a wonderful and prosperous year. May you be able to get closer to your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. And I just want to thank you all so much for checking out my channel, for checking out my videos, for dropping a like, for subscribing, for leaving a comment, for engaging with me. I really appreciate you all, and I can't thank you all enough. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the deck list. Oh, and also lastly, thank you for the support that my previous Icejade videos, like I've gotten so much response and love and support that I just feel very grateful to you guys. So I think for next season, I might take Icejades into Masters. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you would like to see me take Icejades into Masters, leave a comment down below. Which variation would you like me to try? Would you like me to do the Tearlaments Icejade build, or would you like me to play the pure version? Let me know down below which Icejade version you would like for me to take into Masters, and I will try to get that done for you guys. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So we have 3 Buster Whelp. Normal summon this guy. He's going to get you your Prologue. Prologue is going to get you your Buster Dragon. And then that's also going to get you your Buster BLADER. So, yep, very important card. So we run 3 of those. Then we have 1 Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This card right here, when it is attached to a Buster BLADER, you pretty much just going to lock your opponent from their extra deck. Then we have 3 Ash Blossoms because of Maxi and all of that stuff. Then we got 2 Fallen of Albas, very important card for the Branded engine. Then we got 1 Mercurier just to kind of have a little negate off the hand. And then we got Kit. Kit is amazing. Kit is going to be able to get you just about any Branded spell or trap that you need. Then we got 2 Cartesia. Cartesia is amazing because she can also fusion summon into your fusion monsters. And she can actually fusion summon into the Buster Blader as well. So keep that in mind as well. And then the Quem is great. The Quem can get you whatever you need into the graveyard. So like I mentioned, in this deck, you really want to have your dragons in the graveyard so that you can use it for your destruction store memories. So, oh, I did not mean to backtrack all the way back there. But yeah, so the Quem is amazing. And also, whenever a monster is special summoned from the extra deck or leaves the extra deck, you can target a Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions it in the graveyard, and then you can special summon it. So a lot of times you can send the Fallen of Albaz, and then you can revive it on your opponent's turn, and then activate the Fallen of Albaz on your opponent's turn and fuse with their field. So really great card. Then we got the Bestial package, 1 Magnum Hut, 2 Saronniers. 2 Saronniers because when he is sent to the graveyard, you can pretty much mill your either your Branded Retribution, or you're gonna mill your Branded Regained. Or is it? Yep, the Branded Regain. And if you mill the Branded Regain, then you're gonna be able to add it with the Branded Beast, which is right here. Alright, and then we got 1 Druid Worm. Then we have 2 Buster Blader, and I run the vanilla one because the other one, let me see if I pull it. Yeah, this guy right here, this card becomes Buster Blader while on the field or in the graveyard, but when it is banished, it doesn't become Buster Blader. And actually sometimes you're able to get the Buster Blader out of the banish zone, so that's why I don't run this guy right here. But you can run 1 copy if you like. And then we have 1 Albion. This pretty much is just to draw you a card. Then we got 2 Lubellians. We got 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Fusion Deployment so that you can fusion summon your Cartesia. Then we got 1 Triple Tactus Talent, 1 Branded Fusion, 1 Thrust. The Thrust can also search through your prologue, so that's why I'm running 2. Usually you run 3 of these cards because you really want to see it in your opening hand. Then we got 1 Branded Lost, 1 Branded Regain. Then we have 2 Super Polys just to help break boards, 1 Call by the Grave for the Maxi, 1 Branded in High Spirits, 1 Branded in Red, 1 Destruction Sword Memories, 2 Prologues, 1 Branded Banishment. This is also interruption during your opponent's turn. You can fuse during your opponent's turn. Then we got Branded Retribution, which can kind of get you any branded spell or trap from your graveyard to your hand. And then we got Branded Beast. And then for the extra deck, we got Garura. This is just Super Poly target. Then we got the big boss right here, Buster Blader. Then we got 1 Dragon Stapelia, other Super Poly target. And then we have 2 Albions, 1 Mirrorjade, 1 Lubellian, 1 Abelonatus. This is an MVP card right here too. Then we have 1 Granganol, 1 Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. This card didn't come up a whole lot, but I thought that I can revive the Fallen of Albaz with this card as well, and then fuse during my opponent's turn. That was pretty much what I wanted to do with. The Guardian Chimera is a flex spot. You can kind of substitute this card for anything else that you may see fit. Then we got the Buster Dragon. The Dissipator, I guess, can kind of be also substituted if you want. The Lulu Wallet, definitely. This card right here, I was just experimenting with it because it's a new card. And like I mentioned, I'm kind of new to the branded engine and all of that stuff. I never really played branded. So I was just testing stuff to see what this card is all about. But I didn't really use it a whole lot. And then the Striker Dragon is just to link off your Buster Wealth so that you can get a dragon in your graveyard. So, yep, that's the deck list. Like I mentioned, it's very flexible, especially if you know what you're doing with the branded cards. Like, you can have a whole lot of fun with this deck, and you can mix and match, and you can do so much. But, yeah, I just really wanted to revisit one of my favorite old school Yu-Gi decks. But, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the replays. And if you did, please consider dropping a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Thank you all so much. Continue to having a wonderful day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you all so much for your love and support. Kiwami Games, peace out.